What's going on, guys? It's Mitch the Car Guy back with you, teaching you how to wire in a relay to control your high and low beams together on the high beam circuit. What does that mean? It means that when I activate my high beams, I want my low beams to stay on. So I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. I'm going to teach you some of the terminology and give you a little lesson on HID and LED circuits. So thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy. When you have a projector style headlamp, there's a little flap in there that moves up and down like this. Okay, this would be a low beam, and then when you're high beam, the flap comes down, allowing for more light to go through. So the problem with this is it requires both the high and lows to be on at the same time, which my vehicle did not come equipped from the factory to be able to do that. So I'm going to show you a little trick with some relays in order to get that to work. Alright guys, I already have one of my relays already ran. Actually I have the whole system run, but I'm going to show you how I did it, so that way you might be able to learn a thing or two and get your high beams and low beams on the same circuit. So what you're going to do is your main power right here, it's going to split off. Alright, it's going to go, one's going to go to one relay, one's going to go to the other relay. This is my low beam relay for my HIDs. The reason why I need a relay is because your factory wiring is too thin and small to be able to handle the current that the ballast needs. So that's why you run a relay, so that way you can have ample power up to the ballast. But so what you're going to do is, if you want to combine your highs and lows, you're going to need a separate relay right here. Alright, so what's going to happen is you're going to bring power to the relay. Okay, that's going to be right here, branching off right here. Alright, one goes to one relay, one goes to the other. This is the power circuit, okay? So this is going to go to pin 30 right here. Right across the street is pin 87. This is going to go to your ballast. So what I do is, there are two wires that control the ballast, okay? One from my original relay right here, okay? So it goes from pin 30, which is the in, goes out to pin 87, which goes to my ballast right here, okay? Okay, so this is going to supply power to both relays, okay? Now, if you look right in here, you're going to see a blue wire. This is my high beam trigger. So what I did was I went down here. You see this connector down here? This is the 9004 socket, and there is an adapter plugged in, so I don't have to mess up my original factory harness. So there is, now I don't know how well you can see it, because I can't see it that well, but in the back of this plug, you're going to see the blue wire. Okay, that blue wire is going to go to the high beam positive. Okay, so then that travels on the side, up over here, back to the blue wire, right here. So this is going to go to pin 86 on the back of the relay. Alright, and then you need to supply a ground to it, which is going to go to pin 85. So that's going to actually trigger the relay. So what's going to happen is, you got an inlet right here, pin 30, that's your power in, and then it's going to go to slot 87 on the back. Slot 87 is right here. This is going to go to the ballast. Alright, so this is the ballast right here. So see how I have two input wires? Both of them are going to be from the low beam and the high beam. And what this is going to do, it's going to energize the relay, which is going to send power to the ballast right here, and also to the low beam circuit. So this trigger wire, the trigger wire right here. So what you want to do is down at this factory plug. So here you can see, okay? If you look in the back right here, okay, it's going to go this way right here. All right, the black wire on the end, that's high beam positive right here. And this is low beam positive right here. And this is ground right here. Again, this is for a 9004 bulb. So what's going to happen is when I flip the switch at my steering wheel console on my multifunction switch, it is going to send power to that connector down here, okay, which plugs into this. All right, so what you're going to do is the high beam on right here. Okay, let me show you a little more what I'm doing. So this one right here, the black one on the end, right where my thumb is, that is your power for your high beams. What you're going to do is you're going to tee into that with your flap, your high beam flap. So you can see right here, I have two wires going into it. This is the positive for the high beam flap, all right? And up here is the trigger wire for the high beam. So it's going to be your high beam positive. So when you send power to this connector from the multifunction switch, it's going to send power this way. Okay, I'm talking about the one at the end, okay? It's going to send power this way. It's going to be diverted right here, and it's going to be going to the high beam flap and also to the relay, okay? And it's going to be the trigger wire on the relay. You'll see the wiring diagram I provided that hopefully will answer any questions. So, when it sends power to the connector, it's going to go to the high beam flap here and the trigger wire. So, I don't know how well you can see down in there. No, you can't. You have to take my word for it. So that goes to the flapper. And this blue wire goes right here. It's on pin 86. So when I send that power, when I turn on the switch from my multifunction switch, it's going to send power to here and the flapper from the back side. Pin 86 and 85 are going to be your relay trigger wire. That's the one that energizes the coil. And once it energizes the coil, you can go from pin 37 or pin 30 to pin 87. Pin 30 is your power in, 87 is your power out going to ballast. So here's my ballast wire. I have one circuit right here, which goes to this relay. That's my low beam. So when my low beam is on and everything's working properly, it's sending power down here to the ballast here. Okay, you don't have to worry about it backfeeding because it's not going to hurt the circuit in any way to have voltage right here when the relay isn't energized. It won't hurt nothing, so you're okay with doing that. So that's why I have 2 pin going to 1 in the ballast. One is the high beam relay. Once it's energized, sends power this way. And then for your low beam, sends power down to this one right here. It's a relatively simple circuit. It's not too complicated. I hope you guys could see what I was doing, and I hope it makes sense to you. Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know I supplied 3 wiring diagrams, so hopefully one of them will help you. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'll try to help.